Hello and welcome, I am Helle from Game for Life BG, and in this video I'm going to play the first scenario of Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. And this is a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 30 minutes per player and is for the ages 14 plus. And when you play solo, it's recommended that you control 2 characters. So you will always have 2, 3 or 4 characters depending on how many players you are. And I have chosen 2 characters, so what you need to get the figures and then you need to get the boxes. And I actually haven't looked at these yet. And this is a little quick, easier version than Gloomhaven, or I don't know really if it's easier, but you're going to be introduced to the rules gradually. So in that way, it's easier to start the game and also to set up the game, because you're not going to have a lot of tokens. You're going to use a book with the different scenarios. And I think there was about 25 scenarios in Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. And for scenario 1, you need these 2 books. You need the scenario book, and then you need the Learn to Play guide. And first you're going to read what you have here, where it tells you that it's a cooperative game. And when you have read this, then you're going to go to the scenario book and you're going to read the introduction story. It will be good to get back to the sleeping lion after a fortnight going up and down the still river, chasing a bad lead on a missing blacksmith. You can almost feel the warmth of the inn's heart when Gloomhaven's walls come into view. You are almost home. To be fair, it's not just the blacksmith. An alarming number of people within the poor districts of the city have gone missing. Usually, nothing comes of it, though. Just another poor soul, forgotten out here on the edge of civilization. The blacksmith's wife, Sandy, however, managed to somehow scrape enough money together to hire you to find her husband. You are not sure where the money came from, but no matter the source, it couldn't have come easy, which makes it doubly painful to return to the city empty-handed. True, Sandy was a little light on the payment, but you are the Jaws of the Lion, one of the most well-known mercenary groups in the backwater dump of a town. Surely it can't hurt to take a charity case once in a while. Getting good jobs is about maintaining a reputation after all, which is why you really need to get to the bottom of this and not return to the widow with nothing but the colossus on your feet. Also, you probably shouldn't call her a widow to her face, at least not until the fate of the blacksmith have been confirmed. Given, however, that none of those who disappeared have returned, the outlook is grim. As these cheery thoughts pass through your mind, you notice movement up ahead and immediately draw your weapon. The sun has dipped low in the sky, reducing visibility, but you can clearly see some ramshackle wooden barricades blocking the road in front of you. And sure enough, as you cautiously approach the scene, wormlings jump out from behind the obstructions, flashing crude swords and sharp sticks. You have to admit, you are quite tired from the day's journey. But still, these oversized rats certainly picked the wrong group of travelers to ambush today. You are the Jaws of the Lion, after all, and are always ready to show there is only one outcome for anyone who dares threaten you. And when you have learned the story, then you will go back to the Learn to Play guide, and you will go to the first page. And here we will be told that we need to grab this map, and then we need to place this sticker on the map, because this is for the first scenario. So we're going to take this sticker and place it on the map for B1, and it kind of has to match with the landscape you have. So we are going to place it here. So this is our first sticker on the board for B1, and then you can put this to the side. You're not going to use it now. So that was the first part. We're going to take a sticker, and then you're going to choose a character. Each player is going to choose one of the characters, and I have chosen this one, the Voidwarden, and the Demolitionist. And you need to find these two, so we can take the figure out. Let's see what this one looks like. Okay, this is the first one. We have this little figure, pretty detailed. So if you're into miniature painting, you can definitely paint these. And let's just open the other box too. Let's see what we have. Do we have something with a bomb maybe? Oh, this is a little one. So this is the other one. It's pretty small, right? So this is our figures. And we can take the boxes to the side. We're not going to use them now. And then you need one of these for each of the players, and then we need to open these. And when you have the text halt, which means stop, you're not going to check these now. We are going to open this, and we are going to open this one. I don't think we are going to use these ones yet. Maybe, then we will take them. And this is our character board, and we are not going to use this one yet. So these we can put back into the box. And these cards, they are our attack modifier cards. And we need to give them a good shuffle because they are all kind of the same. These cards are going to be the same for all of our heroes. So I'm just going to shuffle these. So we have our cards. This is a player reference card where you can see different abilities. And then you have a round order where you have card selections, order initiative, then character and monster turn, and then end of a round. And you have more of different abilities on the other side, different tokens and abilities on cards. And then we have the cards, and we need to grab all the cards with the letter A up here. You're going to have 6. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. And the other cards we can put back into the box. We're not going to use them now. So these we will put back into the box. And then we have our 6 cards plus a helper card. And we're going to do the same for the other box. Before we take the other character, we can just look at the card we have. On the card, we first have our name, the Voidwarden. And at the bottom part, we can see our level and how much health we are going to start with. So this one, the Voidwarden, is only going to have 6 in health. And on the other side, you have a story you can read about your character. And she is a human. And here we have the Demolitionist. I think I said it correct there, right? Demolitionist. Oh, she has fire. And she's going to start with 8 in health. And this means we are going to take this one, and then we can put this one on the red side to 8. That is the health she's going to start with. And we're not going to use the blue side. So this one we're just going to set at 0. And we're going to do the same for this character, just only 6 in health. So 6 and 8 in health is what they're going to start with. Okay, and then we also have a big deck of modifier cards. This is for our monsters. And in this deck, you're going to take all the cards with a M until you get to the 2 last ones with the M. These 2 you can put to the side. You're not going to use them for the first scenario. So these 2 you can put to the side. But you're going to take the rest of the M cards. And this is for the monster deck. So these you're also going to shuffle. And I have already shuffled it. I played first scenario once with the other 2 characters. And this is the monsters attack deck. Okay. And Then you're going to go to the next page on the book, and here you can see the setup you need to do. So the next thing we need to do, we need to flip this one to the first side. We're going to read Scenario 1, Roadside Ambush. Goal, kill all enemies. Introduction. The road back to Gloomhaven has been long. And now, to get attacked by wormlings when all you want is a warm meal and a soft bed. Well, it makes you mad. Mad enough to kill these mangy creatures before you collapse from exhaustion. Of course, the wormlings have other plans. They gibber about wanting your coin and the meat on your bones. Nasty things. Really, best to ignore their ranting and end this quickly. And then you're going to find the wormling raider. You're going to take the number 1 and place in this one. And then you're going to find the wormling tokens. I'll just take you closer so you can see this is these guys. And you're going to take as many as you need depending on the number of players you are. And when you're playing with 2 players, you're going to use 4 of them. On the board here, I will just take you closer to this one. On the board, we can see which type of monsters we're going to use. Here we're going to use a yellow monster. That is a leader. And that is, when you're 2 players, you will look at the top one. And if you're 3 players, you will look at the middle one. And if you're 4 players, you will look at the last one. And up here, we are not going to place any because it's black for 2 players. So we are going to start with a yellow, a white, and no one here, and a white up here. And we will also have a white one here. So we're going to use 4 for our scenario when we are 2 players. And I have set them ready. And the numbers here, you're just going to grab them at random. There are numbers on them. So we are just going to place them on the right positions on the map. You can see on this one we have 3 yellow. So we need to place a yellow one. And on this it is white. And on this one over here, it is black. So we're not going to use any when we are 2 players. On the map we have some obstacles we have here. And at the start we also have some obstacles here. Our players, we are going to start with placing them in here to start with. So we can choose one of these 4 spaces to place our characters. And you can only have one character on each space. So we need to place our characters to the board. In the reference card, first we have card selection. Then we have order of initiative. And the monsters will go on an initiative of 50. And on a card we can play. On these cards we have our initiative here. We're going to choose 2 cards and then we're going to choose which of them we will use as our initiative. So if I played these 2, I could go on 43 or 49. That is something we have to choose. And on these cards we have a top part and we have a bottom part. And in each of our card selections, we need to choose 2 cards and choose one of the cards to be our initiative. And the players that place the lowest number of initiative, they are going to go first. And when we have chosen our cards, then we're going to choose one of the cards to use the top part and the other one to use the bottom part. And often top part will be attack, or in this case we have healing. The bottom part will often be movement, even though this also have some attack. So I will need to look at the cards to figure out what we are going to play for our first turn. So first we need to find out where we're going to stay. But I will just quickly look at the cards to see the range. This one has a range of 3. And if I choose to stay here, there's 1, 2, 3 in range. So if I stand here, I would be able to hit the monster with my range. And our monster, if we look at our monster, the wormlings, then we have this one is for the white ones, and this one is for the yellow one, the leader. And these, they have 5 in health, and the yellow one has 10 in health. They will move 1 space when it's their turn, then they will move 1 space. And when they attack, they will only do melee attack, so they need to stand next to us, but they will deal 2 in damage. Plus whatever card we draw from here. Each time you're going to attack, you're also going to draw one of these modifier cards. And that could be minus, and it could be plus that will be added to the attack. So these will only move 1 space. So if I stand here with her, she would be able to attack with a ranged attack of 3. 1, 2, 3. So I have looked a little bit on their cards, and I think, not to confuse you guys too much, I'm just going to choose 2 cards, and then we will look at the cards that I've chosen. And I think she is going to start closer. I think they will be able to kill it. It only needs 5 in damage. Okay, so what we need to do is to eliminate all of these wormlings to win this scenario 1. And both of the characters, they need to select 2 cards and choose one of them to be their initiative. And the card that I'm playing at the bottom, so when I flip them over, is going to be their initiative. So I'm just going to choose 2 cards. While I'm thinking about which cards I'm going to choose, I think I will just speed it forward for you guys, because it's the first time I'm also looking at the cards. And we will look at the cards as I play them, because we're going to go through all of the cards. So I have chosen cards for both of them. Then we are going to, if we look at our order, first card selection, then we have our order of initiative, and that is now. We're going to flip it. So this is 43, this is 20, and the wormlings, they are 50. So this means that that this one is going first, our demolitionist. Our demolitionist is going first, and then our Voidwarden, and then we have our wormlings that are going to act last. So this is our initiative order. And then we are going to carry out our character and monster turns in this initiative order. So our demolitionist is the first one. So let's take a look at the 2 cards we have. So we have to play one of them for the bottom part. So with this one we would be able to move 2 spaces. Or with this one we could actually target 2. Okay. We will get the cards back. But I took this one because I wanted to move 3 spaces. So I'm going to use this one for the bottom part and this one for the top part where we're going to attack. We can't use this one for anything yet. This is only later we're going to learn about these. So this you cannot use for your first scenario. If you're familiar with the normal Gloomhaven, you would know that this would be 2 move and this will be a basic 2 attack. But these are not available for us in this scenario 1. So we are first going to use the bottom part here and move 3 spaces. And when you move, I cannot move past an enemy. If this was the one, you can move past one of your own, but you cannot move past a space where you have an enemy. But you can with a fellow player. But you cannot end up at the same space. But this one could move 1, 2, 3. So we need to get closer to these guys because we also need to kill them. And now I'm adjacent to him. So I can use my attack 3. So we have our attack 3. So we're going to give 3 in damage. Plus we're going to draw a card here. So we're going to draw the top card. It was a +1. So this means that we're going to deal 4 in damage. So we have our 3 +1. So 4 in damage. And these guys only need 5 in damage to be killed. So this one we will put to the side. This one will go to these 2 cards will go to our discard pile. It is here. I'm going to flip them to this side. And then this one is going to get 4 in damage, and this is number 2. There's a little number on it. If you look at this one, then we have a little number here, number 2. So we're going to place 4 damage on number 2. I think I will put it to this side instead, because we're going to use a lot of these. So 4 in damage. I think there was one that was a number 3. We'll just take 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so he only needs 1 more in damage to be killed, and that he can definitely make sure of, or she can make sure of, unless we are unlucky. We could get a miss on this one. But let's see. It is going to be her turn. And let's look at the cards she had. She has one where she can heal, one where she can attack on a range 3. So she's going to use the move 4 spaces, and she's going to use this one where she can do an attack 3 on a range of 3. So first she's going to attack and then to move. You can always choose in which order you're going to choose them. If you want to move first and then attack, or if you want to attack and then move. So she is going to do an attack 3 on a range of 3. So this is going to be an overkill most likely. Oh, it was a -1. So she is going to deal 2 in damage. That is enough. Then it has 6 in damage, so this one dies. And we can remove these tokens and remove the wormling. So we have killed the first wormling, and we need to kill all 4 of them. But this one, the yellow guy here, he has 10 in health. And then she can move 4 spaces. So she can move 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it's all the wormlings' turn. First, the leaders, they are going to act in the number order they have. So he is the only leader, so he's going to act first. And he's going to go towards the news. He's going to focus one player, the player that is closest to him, or the enemy that is closest to him. And in this case, it's her. And so he's going to focus her, and he's going to move 1 space towards her. They only have 1 in movement. And if he was adjacent, then he would have attacked her. But he's not adjacent. So if he had been here, then he would have attacked. And then we're going to move these in numeric order. This is number 1, so he's going to act first. He's going to go 1 space. And then this is a number 6. So that is one is going 1 space towards these guys. This is obstacles we have over here. So they can't move past these, so they have to go this way. But he can actually destroy an obstacle. And then we would have to place one of these if he destroys an obstacle. And then they had their turns. They couldn't attack us. They were not adjacent to us. And then we have an end of a round. So we're just going to discard our cards. We're not really doing anything else. Only if we had any where we had to, there is a special card if we get, I can just show you, if we get this symbol when we draw from our deck during the turn, then now we would have to shuffle our deck, our discard pile into our deck if we have this symbol on the deck. But we didn't have any of these cards, so we're not going to shuffle. And we have our discard, we have our cards, so yeah, we're not going to do anything else, but we're going to now choose 2 new cards. I have chosen 2 cards for each of them, and he's going to get initiative 23, so he's going to be first, or she is going to be first, and then 42, they are going to be second. And we have the wormlings at the end. And then let's look at the 2 cards I have chosen. I have chosen this one where we can force an enemy within range 3 to perform a 3 attack, target an enemy of your choice. So this one is going to be fun. So I'm going to have the wormlings attacking themselves. And this one I thought I could have used on my fellow friend, but then they would have to be adjacent to an enemy to get this attack for. So instead we're going to use our movement after we have attacked. Or are we going to? No, we're going to move first, because then we can get strength on a range 3. We can also give the strength to our friend, so they will get a strength. Or do we take it on ourselves? I think I will give it to our friend. So first we're going to attack on a range 3, that will say we are going to choose him to attack him. So he's going to attack with 3. Oh, these cards are going to be placed on this side on our discard pile. So we are going to draw from their deck. We draw a 0. So he is going to give him 3 in damage. And we need to give him 10 in damage. And he is number 5. So we're going to place them on number 5. I actually think I could have taken one of these where there are only 6 spaces on them. Oh well. Okay, that was the top part. That was this card. Then with this one, I can move 2 spaces. So I will move 1, 2, get a little bit away from him. And then I can place a strength token. It can be on myself or it can be on him. So I think I will give him a strength token. So that one I'm going to place for him. He has a strength token. And this means with the strength token, then you get an advantage when you have to attack. And this means that he can draw 2 cards from this one, and then he will choose which one of them he's going to use. So it's pretty good to have an advantage when you attack. If you look at this one, they will describe it. Advantage on all attacks, remove at the end of next turn. So on this turn, she will have an advantage on all of her attacks. Now let's look at the cards that she has. She has that she can stun 1 adjacent enemy. With this one, you can move 2 spaces and destroy an obstacle in up to range 3. And with this one, they can attack with a 3. So they will move on this one because they have to be adjacent to be able to attack and give damage. So we are going to use our movement first. We are going to move 1, 2. They have to be adjacent to this one. And then they can destroy an obstacle. Maybe they should just destroy this one. So they can just place this one and destroy this space. So we can now move on this space. That was this card. And then for the second card, they are going to do a free attack on this one. And they can draw 2 cards from here. Oh, that was lucky. Oh. This one means that you miss. You didn't hit anything. And we do have this symbol on it. So we are going to shuffle this deck. But since we have an advantage, I can choose which of these 2 I want to use. And of course I want to use the 0. So he's going to get 3 in damage. So we can take one of the larger coins. This one is 3 in damage. So it has 6. It just needs 4 more in damage. And then we are going to remove this token. We have used it. And then it's the Wormling's turn. And he's going to act first. And he's not going to move since he is adjacent to me. Or to an enemy. So he's just going to attack. So he's going to draw an attack card. And he deals 2 in damage plus 2. So he deals 4 in damage. Ow. So he will get 4 in damage. He will go from 8 down to 4 in health. Ouch. Good thing I have a healing card. And this guy here, he can only move 1 space. So he can't get closer to me. He's not going to move over here because it's the same distance. And he can't stand on this space. So he's just going to stay put. But this guy is going to move 1 space towards us. Oh boy. Okay, so now we are going to play our last 2 cards. We can just choose in which order. Oh, I'm going to act after them because I have higher numbers than these guys have. So I have 60, 67 and 89. So I'm just going to take the 67 and put that at the bottom. It doesn't matter. And this one, he can act first. This is good because we might need him to attack and then get get out of there because we don't want him to have more damage. So he's going to play his number 19. So he's going to be 19 and 67. So this time she's going to be first. Then we have the Wormlings, and then we have the Voidwarden. Okay. So let us look at the cards she has. So she has 2 attack cards. One with a range 4. But she can only move with this card. And here she can attack twice. One adjacent enemy suffers 2 damage plus modifier. Then the same or a different adjacent enemy suffers 1 damage. Oh, so we can attack 2 times with this one. They are going to attack first. So she's going to attack first. Yeah. Or she could also have used attacked with this one, and then afterwards have attacked with this one. But if you attack with a ranged attack, you will have a disadvantage. So if you use a ranged attack to one that is next to you, then you have to draw 2 cards and take the worst of the cards. Oh, we had to shuffle this deck, by the way. This deck we had to shuffle. None of the others had any where we needed to shuffle, because we had that symbol, reshuffling symbol. Ooh. So we are just shuffling the cards. We will take off somewhere, and hopefully we will have some good cards here. Okay, so this one, and it said it could attack the same one again. So first they're going to attack with a 2 plus 0, so that is 2 in damage. Oh, so it's up at 8 in damage. So hopefully, if we are lucky, if we could get plus 1 in damage, because they are going to attack with a 1 plus 1. Yay! That is exactly 10. So this dude here is dead. And that was the first card. That was pretty good. That was the first card. And then we can move up to 4 spaces. You don't have to move all 4 spaces. But I want to get out of that space. So I think I will move 1 space. I think I will just move 1 space. Because a lot of the attacks he has... Oh, I could move up to this space actually. I can stand here. Because then he's going to come closer and he's going to come closer. Yeah. And obstacles, they do not hinder line of sight. Only the walls you have on the outer here. You have walls on the edges. Hinders line of sight. These do not hinder line of sight, but you cannot go past these obstacles. You have to go around them. But this one we had destroyed. Okay. That was a good turn for him. For her. For her. I think it's a her. Is it? Okay. Then it's the Wormlings. And they are just going to focus. This one is the closest. They're going to move towards this one. Here, 1, 2. Oh, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we can decide when it's the same. So I think we'll put it this way. And this one is going to go 1 space towards us. And then it is her. Let us see. She definitely has healing. I think she can heal 2 in a range of 3. So I can heal 2. And in a range of 3, I can stun. I can stun one of... We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is a range of 3. So we can use... Let's look at the cards here. So... one ally within range 3 may perform an attack 3. If they do, they will suffer 1 damage. But they can't because they are not adjacent to an enemy. But the top part we can use, we can stun an enemy within range 3. That means that on their next turn, they can't do anything at all. And with this one, we can use the bottom part. We are not going to use this one. One ally within range 3 may perform an attack 2. Yeah, but we are not going to use it. They could have performed an attack 2 on a range 3. So they could have attacked this one or this one. But instead we're going to heal them. Yeah, we're going to stun one of them and going to heal the other. So I can only stun this one. Oh, I'm pointing to the board and you can't see me. But this one is 2 away. And this one is 2 away. So I could have used the top part here. And they could have attacked one of these. But I'm going to use the bottom part of this card. And I'm going to heal my friend here 2. They are in a range of 3, so they can heal. So they will get up to 6 life instead of just being on 4 life. And then I'm going to use the top part here. I'm going to stun this guy. And we're going to find the stun token. Oops, there it is. This one. And with the stun, that means on the next turn, they can't do anything. They can't move. They will not act. That is it. We have played all of our cards. The Wormling have had their turn. We didn't have anyone where we needed to reshuffle. No. So the cards are going to stay. And then, now we don't have any more cards to our hand. So how do we get cards back to our hand? Well, we have to do a short rest. And this means we're going to shuffle these cards. And then we're going to discard one of them at random. And we are just let them all be placed in the same order. Okay, let's take off here. And then we're going to lose this card. This is one ally within range 3 and the heal. I think I had one more heal card. I don't think we only have these 2. We are going to kill them easily. No worries. It's okay. If now I really liked that card and I didn't want to lose it, I could lose 1 life and then remove and then discard another card at random instead. But I think I'm okay with that card. That's fine. That's fine. We are going to do the same for our Demolitionist. And we're just going to remove 1 card at random. That was an attack free card and a move. Yeah, I think that's okay. That's okay. We're not going to do anything else there. That is it. We now have 5 cards to our hand. So again, we're going to draw 2 cards and then we will play in the same way. So this version is really quick and simple to start playing. And you're going to learn the rules gradually. And you only have 6 cards and you have written on them what they do. So really like this introduction to Gloomhaven, that they have made this version quick and easy to set up and to get started with. Alright, we need to kill these 2. And this guy is not going to move and he cannot attack. So he can move close in on him and then attack him because he has a lot of attack where he needs to be adjacent to them, right? Let's look at the cards that I have chosen now. So we have 42, he's going first, the Wormlings, and then this order. That is the same order. So the Demolitionist is going first, and they are going to move, and they can destroy an obstacle. So they're going to move 1 space, and then they are going to, I'm going to destroy, I think they will just destroy this one. They will destroy this one. I think. 1, 2, 3. They could also destroy that one. They will just destroy that one. And the second thing they're going to do, they are going to do an attack of 3. Attack 3. So they're just going to draw 1 card. -1. So -1, that is 2 in damage. 2 in damage for number 1. Number 1 is going to get 2 in damage. So they need 3 more in damage. But I think they will be able to do it in the next turn. Now it's the Wormlings' turns. And this is number 6. This is number 1. They are acting first, but they are stunned. So they are not going to do anything. So they're not doing anything. end of their turn, we're going to remove the token. So for the next turn, they would be able to do something. This one is going to move 1 space. So they have 1 space to him and 2 spaces to me. And then it is our Voidwarden's turn, and they are going to play this card where they can get 1 ally within range 2 may perform an attack 4. So they are going to perform an attack 4 on this enemy. So hopefully they are going to get -1, -1. So that is 3. It is exactly 5. So this one is going to die. So now we only have 1 wormling left. And they still have their, they can move up to 3 spaces. And then they can do a model. And a model means that the enemy is going to get a disadvantage. So they're definitely going to place a model on this one. 1, 2, 3. But are they going to move? Are they going to move, or will they just stay where they are? I think they will just stay where they are. I think that's fine. Fine. Let me just look at the cards they have. Do they have anything where they... Of course, I think most of the cards, they are ranged. Yeah, all of their cards is ranged. So they don't want to stand next to them. If you stand next to them and you use a ranged attack, you have a disadvantage. So then you have to draw 2 cards and use the worst card. So this player does not want to stay adjacent to the enemies. That is it. Now it's time to I don't think we had any decks we needed to shuffle. No. So we are just going to play 2 new cards. And we only have 3 cards, but I think we can kill them, right? So with this one, I can on a range 3, I can attack with a 3, and 1 ally within range 3 may perform an attack. So if they are adjacent to them, I can get them to attack. So I want to act late again, because he has to be adjacent to be able to attack them. Oh, we could be able to attack them before. But you know what? I will do that, because then I'm pretty sure we're going to win. And he has 6 in health, and he has a disadvantage, so they have to use the worst card. So if I do this, I'm pretty sure we're going to kill him, since he only has 5 in health. And this player is going to, they want to move, so they are next to them. So they are going to, and when you play, you cannot talk about these numbers when you are more players to say, hey, I'm playing initiative number something. You can say I'm going with a high or with a low number, but you cannot say the numbers, or you cannot say how much value of attack you're going to give. He actually has ranged attack on this one, but he will take this one where he can attack several times. So this one for the attack card, and then he just needs a movement. He is just going to use this one for movement. So he's going to play 37. It might even be that if he is lucky, he could kill him now. All right. Oh, that's these cards. So he's playing 37, and this one has 67. So again, he's going first. We have the Wormlings, and then we have our Voidwarden. So he is going first, and he is going to move up to 3 spaces. Just going to move 1 space here, and then they are going to first attack with a 2 and then attack with a 1. And they could attack the same one. So first attack of 2. Ooh, this is a miss. So first attack is a miss. Second attack, and then he would have to shuffle, but I still think we are going to kill them. Second attack is 1 in damage. Only 1 in damage. So it was a good thing. And this is a number 6. A good thing I took the cards where we could attack 2 times then. Then it's his turn. And there is a player next to them. So they are going to attack, but they do have this. Oh, they do have a disadvantage. So they need to draw 2 cards and take the worst card. 0, 0. Okay, they're going to give him 2 in damage. So he will take 2 in damage. So he will be down to 4 again. Okay, and then it's our turn. And first we are going to use an attack 3 on a range 3. So we are going to attack on a range 3. So +1, 4 in damage, he's dead. That was enough, 4 in damage, he is dead. Okay, so if now he hadn't died, then we could have used the bottom part. 1 ally within range 3, that is him. He would get to do an attack of 3 and then he would suffer 1 damage. So he could have flipped this card and also deal 4 in damage. So we could have in this turn dealt 8 in damage with this one. So this one is dead. And then he would have lost a health if he had also used his ability. But he didn't get to. So now we fulfilled the mission, the first scenario. But of course the first scenario is pretty easy. And now I have also played the Gloomhaven, so I kind of know how it all works. But if now he had still been alive and we only had 1 card left, then we had to do a short rest again. And then we will take the discard pile, shuffle them, and then remove 1 at random. And again, you could lose a health to randomly select another card to lose. And then you would have 4 cards to your hand. And then you would play 2 cards and 2 cards, and then you would go to rest, and then you would have 3 cards. And if you at some point have less than 2 cards, then you will be exhausted. Then your character is exhausted and can no longer do anything. And if both your characters they are exhausted and you have not fulfilled your mission, then it would be a fail, and you would not have won this scenario. But yeah, that is how you're going to play the first scenario. So pretty simple. You only have 6 cards you have to think about, and it is pretty well described on the cards what they do. You have your helper card where you can see what all these modifiers they do. They are described on here, and you have the round for what you have to do. So when we have finished, we of course need to read on this one, on our conclusion for what we have completed here. So let's take a look at this. Whoops. So we have our conclusion. You wipe the blood of the last wormling from your face, and your thoughts return to the sleeping lion. Surely they've got a stew ready by now. It would be so perfectly warm and soothing. And it's right through that gate, so close you can already taste it. But then another thought comes. It is highly unusual, brazen, really, for a pack of wormlings to operate this close to the city. Could they be behind the string of disappearances? It's a long shot, but one worth investigating. Especially considering this ambush site doesn't look like their base of operations. There's probably a nest nearby that, with any luck, we'll have more information on the missing blacksmith. And treasure would be nice. And we have rewards, new location, a hole in the wall, 2B1. So this means we need to take this one, and then we need to grab the next sticker, B2, a hole in the wall. So let's place the next sticker. Let's just see where are we going to place it. It looks like it's going to be down here, right? Here. Right here. Right? Right here. And then I did see on the on this little cross, you then have to cross out to say that you have completed scenario 1. So we have completed this one, so we can draw this one out. There we go. So this we can cross out, and we cannot take this one again, roadside ambush. So next time it's hole in the wall. And in the scenario you can then see when you have completed scenario 1, what you need to do, and then this is for when we're going to start with our next chapter for scenario 2. Then we're going to take this sheet out and cross some things. And that I will leave for us when we are going to do the next scenario. I will make a video with scenario 2 at some point too, and then we will keep on this story going. And then I will guess that more rules will be added gradually. But I really like this, that you have, it's easy. You have 25 maps. So we have done scenario 1. Next time it's going to be scenario 2. So we will be going to this page and seeing what we have to do here with the hole in the wall. This we are not going to reveal yet. So that was our first scenario with these two guys. And they did a great job. They did kill all the wormlings. We only had to rest one time. So I look forward to playing more with them. And I like the abilities that she has, that she can make him attack, and it's a good combination, I think, when he is one that wants to get close on the enemy, because a lot of them was that he had to stay adjacent to the enemies. So I look forward to playing the next scenario 2, and see what they have added to the rules. And yeah, that was my first playthrough of Jaws of the Lion scenario 1. Thanks for watching.